So hi everyone, and especially 8th graders, I hope you are doing well. Today we'll give you a lesson from module number 5, and it is lesson number 5. In this module we are talking about relationships, so we can talk about relationship with people, with the environment, and also with pets. For this reason, we'll use the student book from page 134 till page 138 and the activity book from page 130 till page 133. Okay, so let's start with the warm-up activity. The following owners lost their pets. Can you guess the lost pet? First, let me show you what is a pet and what is an owner. So this is the pet, and that's the owner of the pet. So the following one, they lost their pets. Can you tell me which pet it is? So I'm looking for my pet. It has yellow feathers and sings beautifully. So which pet it is?
Bird.
Okay, yes, so it's a bird. Number 2. I can't find my pet. It has a shell, and it walks very slowly. Which pet walks very slowly and has a shell?
Turtle.
So that's a turtle, exactly. So here we have the shell. It's like its house. I'm looking for my pet. It can change the color of its skin. So this pet changes color of its skin.
Chameleon.
A chameleon, yes, exactly, a chameleon. Next one, my pet is lost. It can see in the dark and it likes mice. Mice is the plural of mouse, and this pet can see in the dark. So which pet is it?
Cat.
A cat. I'm looking for my pet. It has small ears, small eyes, and small feet, very small feet. So which animal or pet is it? Okay, yes, it looks like a hamster, but it's not a hamster. So this is called a guinea pig. A guinea pig. Next one, I can't find my pet. He likes running around his wheel. Wheel is like a circle. At night. So this animal is active at night and it likes running on a wheel.
Hamster.
Yes, this is the hamster. It's an active pet during the night. It's noisy, yeah. I'm looking for my pet. He can talk. Talk. And he has colorful feathers. Colorful. With many colors. So we speak about feathers like the bird. So it's
Parrot.
A parrot, exactly. Parrot. So it swims very well. As you can see here we have water. It swims very well. It has got orange scales.
Goldfish.
A goldfish. Okay, this is the last one. And the owner is looking for him or her. It likes bones and it is very friendly pet. Likes bones. We have meat and bones.
Dog.
The dog, of course, yes, it's a friendly animal. So basically today we are speaking about dogs. So have a look at this small cute pet. So this is a small fluffy puppy. A puppy, that means a small dog, and it's a fluffy. Okay, yeah, it's a cute. So where do dogs usually live? Where do they live? So dogs usually live in houses or on farms. Houses or on farms. So that's why we call them domestic animals. So they live at home, domestic ones. So we have domestic animals and we have wild ones, wild animals and domestic animals. Example here, so okay, the pets and then the wild animals. So like the lion, the kangaroo, etc. So what do they usually eat? What do dogs eat. We said this earlier. We said they eat bones. They like bones because they eat meat. They eat meat. So what is a dog known for now? If we say dog, so we think of being loyal animal, intelligent animal, clever or smart. Intelligent, clever, smart. So they mean the same thing. Okay. So a dog is easily trained, so because it's intelligent. Okay, it's not like many other animals. Okay, now please, can you talk about yourself? What about you? Do you have a pet or do you have a dog first? If not, which pet have you got? If you have a cat, if you have a hamster, if you have a snake, maybe. Yes, some people, they can keep snakes as pets. So can you tell what it is like? That means describe it. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it small? Is it big? Is it friendly? Is it not? Is it aggressive maybe? Okay. And what does it eat? We can add also where it lives. Okay. Okay, so think and then you answer these questions about your pet. Okay, let me give you an example. So I have a tortoise or turtle. It lives in our garden, place of living, garden. I feed it, I give it food by myself. I give it lettuce. I feed it, I give it lettuce. Cat, for example, it lives in the house. We give it meat and it likes meat, okay? It likes fish too. Right. So as you can see here, we have the turtle, the tortoise eating lettuce. Okay, now we carry on talking about pets and what they eat. So what match the type of food with the pet that eats it? You can use the activity book. You have the same activity on page 130. So you have the pet and you have the food. Pigeon or dove, the symbol of peace, cat, goldfish, rabbit. Here, carrots, fish food, seeds, and meat or cat food. Okay? Seeds, well, if you talk about seeds, it can be like barley, like wheat, rice, corn too. Okay? So pigeon, seeds. The cat, exactly, the meat or the cat food. We have the cat food. You can find it in supermarkets or the pet shop. The dog, same thing, meat and dog food. So goldfish, the fish food, it's a special one. It eats just this type of food. And then the rabbit, it eats, of course, carrots. Carrots. So please now, if you leave the pet without food, if you don't give it its food, imagine we leave the cat without its food here, without meat, without any type of food. So what may happen to them? What may happen to them? Yes, so they may leave the house. They feel hungry and they leave the house. And here we speak about stray animals, stray dogs, stray cats. And even this can happen to them. They may die. They can be ill-treated outside. So that's why we need to take care of our pets. For this reason, I want you to go to page 131, the activity book, and let's do activity number 2 to speak about how to care about our pets. So this is the activity. You have the same, of course, in your activity book. So here you have to take him to the vet, to give him water, to clean and to feed. Feed, it's the verb and the noun is food. So what must you do when your pet is hungry? I must feed him, to give food. What must you do when your pet is thirsty? Okay, thirsty. If you don't drink for a long time, we feel thirsty. So that's why I must give him water. What must you do when your pet is sick, is ill, is not feeling well? So I must, so people, they go to doctor, and here for the animal, we take them to the vet, take him to the vet. What must you do when your pet is dirty, filthy, not clean. So of course I must clean it, or clean him, or even brush his teeth. We can even brush his teeth, as you can see here. Okay, we are brushing the teeth of a dog. A bit dangerous, but okay. We can give him a shower, maybe, or a bath. So there are other things, of course, we can do to take care of our pet. We can play with it, entertain it, of course, take it for a walk. Okay, now, do you know any pet with special skills? Do you know any famous pet with special skills? So there are some famous pets, animals. They have special skills and they are famous around the world. Okay, so this is an example. Mishka is a talking dog. It has millions of followers on Instagram. So this dog has millions of followers on Instagram, and it's a talking dog. So it's a husky, and it talks. Example of words. It says, so it says I love you. It says hello. It says name of the president of America. Okay, the previous one, Obama. So it says at least 10 words correctly, and other words, of course. So that's why it's famous, and it has many followers on Instagram. It's making money. So please, now we are going to read a text about, or a story about a pet, basically a dog. So we are going to read a short story about the pet. So here first, what strategy must we use to understand the story well? So if we want to understand the story well, so we have the following steps. So we read the title, look at the visuals, and we try to think and guess about the story itself. So it can help. So sometimes the title can help, the visuals too, the photos inside and outside. We can read the first parts, so here read the first paragraph and find where the story takes place. Okay, the setting. Here we speak about the setting, the place, and the time. Okay, we will read quickly after this, and then we'll identify the characters, if they are people, animals, who are involved in this story. Okay, of course, characters, we have main ones and secondary ones. We'll focus on the characters and their relationships, what happened, the events. Here we speak about the plot, the event or the plot. We'll identify the most important event, which is called the climax, and then we'll focus on how the story ends, and this is called the denouement. We'll see this. So what do you learn from the story? Of course, any story has a message, has a moral. Okay, we'll see this later on. So okay, you have the same thing here on your activity book, on your student book, sorry. So you have it. You have the same on your student book, page 135 and 136. In these two pages, you find the same thing. So you can go through it. And let's first here read just the first episode and find where the story takes place. So my dog was almost too smart. Almost too smart. So I'm Frank Jones and I am 76 years old. I live in a small village in the mountains of Scotland, or the Highlands as the Scots love to call them. I love pets, particularly dogs. Now I have Goldie. She is a very smart dog, but on one occasion she was almost too smart. So first let's answer this question, where? So where? So here you have in the mountains of Scotland, that means in the woods, in the forest. So here he said too smart. Too smart means very smart. We saw earlier smart means intelligent and clever. So too smart. So when we use the too plus adjective here, we express excess. That means more than necessary. More than necessary. Too smart. Okay. So this is the first part. So we can find some characters, we can find a place, but we don't find all the characters, of course. For this reason, you have to go through the rest of the story. So here we have all the story here, and you will read and find about the characters involved in the story. Okay? We have episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after reading this, so you take your time, read this, and then you can stop here the video, and then you can read, and then later on you can answer the questions. So we go to the questions. So you write the answer in the table below. So here we have the title, the setting, time, place, the character, the main and the secondary character, the plot of events, the ending and the message. Okay, let's start with the title. My dog was almost too smart. Of course, here you don't check the answers until you read the whole story. Yeah? Setting, time. Month is after feeling sick in the past, and we have many verbs in the past, and the past progressive too. Place, or places maybe. So it's in a small village in Scotland, in the woods, in Highlands. Okay, in the woods. Characters, we have main characters, Frank Jones, an old man, and Goldie the dog. That means Frank Jones is the owner and Goldie is the dog, the pet. Secondary characters, we have Sam, the friend who saved him at the beginning, and Florence, the wife, his wife. Now what happened? Frank fell sick when he was in the woods, and Sam saved him. His friend saved him at first. So from that time, Frank taught his dog Goldie how to go home and inform his wife in case of a problem when he is out. So he fainted, and then Sam saved him. Then he taught his dog a trick. Frank went to the woods and said the word that made Goldie run home. He said, "Go home," to inform his wife. So he wasn't sick, but the dog thought he was. So he was just feeling cold. Goldie misunderstood him and went back home, so he ran after it or her and found his wife on her way to him. Okay? So fortunately, he found his wife just in front of the house. She was a bit angry. So this is a summary of event or plot event. The ending, how did this happen? How did this end? So the dog was too smart that it misunderstood its owner. And hopefully, okay, nothing dangerous happened, and the wife was just in front of the door. So the message here: dogs are loyal, okay, useful and smart pets, but sometimes their reactions are funny. Sometimes they are too smart to do things that maybe they lead to negative results, like here. So useful, smart pets, but sometimes their reactions are too funny. Okay, we carry on. So the most important event in a story is called, as we said earlier, it's called the climax. So now please, can you tell me what is the climax of the story? It was when Goldie heard "go home" and misunderstood its owner. So this is the climax, the most important event. So when the story goes to its end and the problems are solved, this is called the denouement. And here, when Frank met his wife on her way to him, so the problem is solved, so there is no problem. So climax and denouement. So the same words are used in plays, in the theater, in cinema and films. So language study now. Could Frank stop Goldie when it ran home? Could he stop Goldie when it ran home? No, he couldn't. It was too fast, so it was running. She was running too fast. So here we use could to express ability in the past. Could plus a bare infinitive. That means a verb without to. Could or couldn't. Here we express ability in the past. Here we have inability. Okay. So could has also other meanings, so let's learn about them. For this reason, I want you to go to the activity book, page 132, the activity book. You have this activity. we are going to explore, to learn other meanings of could. Here we have ability, and here we have suggestion, a polite request, or ability in the past, as we said earlier. Let's start with the first one. I could not stop her. Ability in the past or inability in the past. We could meet tomorrow. We could meet tomorrow. So here is given a suggestion. Yes. Could you lend me? Could you give me? And then I give it back to you. Could you lend me some money? A polite request. We can here add please. So when John was 5, it's in the past. He could read. Ability in the past. And could you tell me where the post office is, please? So here it's a polite request. So as you can see here, could has different meanings. We can also add possibility or probability. Okay, for example, smoking could kill. So this is a possibility. Okay, the production phase now. As you can see here, we have a template of a blog. That's why we need you to do the following thing. So your friend created a blog called Pet. So this is the blog. And he invited you to write a short post where you answer this question. So this is the question of your friend. Do you want to keep a pet? Why or why not? And explain your reasons. Do you want to keep a pet? Why or why not? And explain your reasons. So this is a blog. You are going to write a post. It's like writing an article. So you need to maybe to add a title, and you write your name at the end or on top maybe. And then so you will answer this question. Do you want to keep a pet? If yes, you say why. If no, you say why. Okay? You can do this and send it to me, and then I can correct it to you, or you send it to your teachers, and the same thing, he is going to correct it for you. So some ideas, for example, so pets, they can keep you company. Pets are playful, so you can have fun with them. They are entertaining. If not, you can say pets are dirty, so maybe they can cause some types of illnesses, and so on. So you just say why, and then you give your reasons. Of course, here you can add some ideas about how you take care of your pet. Okay. So this is our lesson. Now we have some extra practice. So fill in the passage below with 6 words from the list. You have the list: couldn't, for, thought, owned, hungry, suddenly, at, shouldn't. As you can see, there are some extra words too. So it's a short story about pet again. So in France, a man had to move to a new job 200 kilometers away. He, a dog and a cat, and he loved both of them. But that the cat would prefer to stay in the same house with the new owners. So he moved it to the house and only took the dog. About 3 weeks later, the dog disappeared. For many days, the man looked at his dog, but find him. Then 7 weeks later, the dog turned up, but he was not alone. By his side was the cat. They were tired and an adjective after their long journey, and the cat's paws, so it's part of the body, paws, were bleeding. He was injured maybe. But they recovered quickly and were never separated again. Okay, so this is the first quick reading, and then you can go back to the first one. So he owned a dog and a cat, and he loved both of them. But that the cat would prefer to stay. But he thought, verb in the past, that the cat would prefer to stay in the same house with the new owner. So he moved into the house and only took the dog. About 2 weeks later, the dog disappeared suddenly disappeared for several days. The man looked at okay, here we have verb to look. It can be with at or for. To look at, that means to watch or to see. To look for, that means to search. That's why we need to look for his dog. But okay, negative verb, couldn't find him. So here, what does couldn't find him express? ability in the past, inability in the past. Then 7 weeks later, the dog turned up, but he was not alone. By his side was the cat. They were tired, and an adjective plus another adjective. Here we have parallelism and hungry. After their long journey, and the cat's paws were bleeding, but they recovered quickly and were never separated again. Okay. Okay, it's a very nice story here about faithfulness of the pets. So the last thing for today, match the questions to their right meanings. There is one extra meaning here. So suggestion, ability in the past, possibility, inviting, and polite request. So my dad could walk for 20 miles when he was younger. Ability in the past, could you close the window please? It's cold outside. Could you please? Polite request, it's A. He could be busy, that is why he didn't come to our party. He could be, maybe, we are not sure, so possibility. Your cat is sick, you could take it to the vet. So this is an idea what to do. It's like a solution. Yes, so here suggestion. Okay, so here our lesson comes to an end. Thank you for your attention and keep safe, and we bring you school home.